In the winter of 2023, I watched Steven Universe, the movie, and Future for the first time, and I loved it. This has quickly become my favorite TV show ever. There's quite a lot to talk about in this show, so join me as I go over why Steven Universe was great.
We are in the future. Here we are in the future, and it's bright. I can't believe we've come so far. Steven Universe future, here we are.
Steven Universe future.
Let's start things a bit differently by beginning with my song ranking.
Camshafts is the place to bring your wreck. Get your car repaired for cheap and fair without risking your neck. Camshaft.
Stick by stick, the little blackbird builds a nest. A mess to some, but the little blackbird isn't stressed.
He's a pet for your tummy. Cookie cat. He's super duper yummy. Cookie cat.
He left his family behind.
These are all pretty good. I ranked the original Cookie Cats near the bottom in my season 1 video, but this version is a lot better. I guess it's due to the added context of taking the first song in the show and making it the final song in the show. Obviously excluding We Are the Crystal Gems and Being Human. Also, the Tiding song is just fun. I love everything about Rainbow 2.0. And you know, I'm not even that fazed by Onion not aging like I was in the movie video. Even by the end of the season, which takes place months later, he's still exactly the same as he is from the very beginning of the show. He's obviously just some sort of almighty deity created through the supreme powers of Adali and Yellowtail. Sour Cream sadly missed out on that due to having this thing for a biological father. Anyway, let's get back to that song ranking.
My little reason why I'll never make you cry. Oh, I have got the sweetest things to tell you every day. Ooh, why so blue? So many different reasons, but are they really true?
Tall, I'd rather be smart. I'd rather be sure you know I care. Wherever you go, whatever you start, I'd rather be sure you know I'm there. I'd rather I always be a part of whatever you do. I'd rather be me with you.
I feel the music in Future is a lot more calming than the rest of the series. My Little Reason Why especially, but my number one song is something really special. While I still stand by what I said months ago about Stronger Than You being the best song in Steven Universe, I believe there's a difference between what I say is the best and my personal favorite. So ladies and gentlemen and variations thereupon, my favorite song in all of Steven Universe.
When I was younger and I hated fun, I was always looking back on what I should have done. I used to live my life in fear of the terrible performances that brought me here, but I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward now. I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward, I'm looking forward now.
I said Sadie would be getting the praise she deserves very soon in the last video, and I meant it. It just hits me really hard in a way I can't really describe. It feels so special. I especially love the instruments used, and while I love her in all the songs she's been a part of, I think this is Kate Masucci's best performance in terms of singing in the show. I really do just feel like how Steven is listening to it. And I haven't even mentioned the actual lyrics that make me love it so much. Out of all the songs in Future, this one I feel is the one that best ties into the overall message of the series and Steven's arc. I'd Rather Be Me With You is also definitely there, but Looking Forward is just so perfect, and I kinda sometimes wish that the credits to the Future had Being Human replaced with this song. as Steven drives off, looking forward to his future. But now let's actually talk about that arc, which is really the whole main focus of this. There are two halves of it. The first half lasting up until Little Graduation, which, hey look, that's the episode we're looking forward is. And then the second half obviously just lasts till the end. The first sets up a lot of the themes of the series, specifically through characters who aren't Steven. This is great for two reasons. Not only do we get to see the struggles these characters are going through and how they deal with them, which gets followed up when we see how Steven deals with his struggles, but we also see Steven constantly trying to help them through them, which is a very big plot point. And we see all of this from the very first scene. This scene not only serves as very natural exposition for the audience, where the new status quo is established through Steven explaining everything to this newly resurrected Cherry Quartz.
Lars opened up his own pastry shop. Sadie's been touring with the Suspects. Connie has been getting a head start on college prep.
But notice that something is missing. Or rather, someone. Steven is so happy to tell about what everyone is doing. Everyone that is, except himself. Perfectly setting up his character arc for this series. One about him learning to love himself. And while helping others is good, he can't do that if he's not helping himself. And his future is unknown. He doesn't know what's coming next, but that's okay. And this isn't something new, it's been a part of the show for a while now.
Am I supposed to be... Did she want me to be Nora?
Steven, she just wanted you to be you. When you have a kid, you have no idea who they're gonna be. Even Garnet couldn't predict it. That's what was so exciting to your mom, that life is full of so many possibilities and you would get to explore them for yourself. I mean, you could be Steven or Nora or anyone else. And you can always change your name. Hey, I did.
And something else that's been a part of the show for quite a while is something I mentioned back in my season 3 review, that being Steven's desire to try and help Jasper despite her constant refusal to change. And while it was probably the best thing he could do back then during those events in season 3, Jasper's been back for like 2 years now and is still just her same old self. It's not a coincidence Steven's glowing problems start right here, trying to solve a problem he can't fix nor is responsible for, only resulting in him hurting himself, just making him feel angry and nothing else. That's not to say that being angry is bad. He has every right to be angry, but taking any emotion to the extreme will result in negative consequences, even ones we consider to be positive. That's literally the point of the series. Steven trying to hide his negative feelings and trying to be positive all the time only hurts him. Okay, now I need to rant a little bit because so much of the hate this series gets is because Steven is apparently too mean and unlikable. I'm sorry, but if you think this, then it just comes across as extremely ableist. Steven is very clearly suffering from borderline personality disorder, or BPD. He shows a lot of the symptoms, such as feeling of abandonment, explosive anger, feelings of emptiness, extreme mood swings, etc. And BPD is usually a result of childhood PTSD. This isn't even subtext. Sure, the term BPD isn't brought up, but in Growing Pains, Priyanka very clearly states that Steven is struggling due to mental issues caused by all these traumatic things experienced when he was barely old enough to be in high school. This attention brought to the real consequences of his experiences is what I love most about Future. Just like I said in my Big Owl House video, I love when shows acknowledge how these crazy traumatic events can leave a serious mark on the child characters experiencing them. Okay, rant over, let's get back to the show. It's not just Jasper refusing to change though. Ibel and Aquamarine are still very petty. They show the negative side effects of being constantly stuck in the past and refusing to move on. Sure, they can hold a fusion for a while, but it's not a stable relationship at all. That's not to say that we shouldn't think about the past though, because we absolutely should. Volleyball shows how past traumas don't just disappear, but we can learn to live with them, especially by letting others into your struggles and not hiding them or diminishing how they affect you. And Steven's past comes back pretty hard in Rosebuds, still dealing with the consequences of his mother's actions. I really like the whole family aspect, with Steven seeing the Quartzes and himself as siblings, and not letting their mother's actions affect them. And while that's, I was gonna say biological family, but that's not really accurate. But they all came from Rose, so I guess that's basically the same thing. So whatever, let's just start that sentence again. And while that element of biological family is nice, non-biological family is also very important, and Snow Day is a great example of that. The familial bond shared between these four is something I find so incredibly sweet and wholesome. The episode continues showing us Steven's need to help. He's so determined that even a snowstorm won't stop him, and it's also great that Steven isn't the only one who needs to learn. Steven and the Gems are both right and wrong here. Steven is right in that the Gems need to accept that Steven is no longer that little 13-year-old obsessed with cheeseburger backpacks. And the Gems are right that it's okay to hold on to that youthfulness, and Steven needs a better balance between his work and just living. Something that gets explored more in a very special episode. Like Snow Day, Steven feels he needs to help as many people as possible, but the reality is he can't help everyone. He's just one person, and trying to do so will end in disaster for everyone. This is also probably the funniest episode of the season, mainly due to Garnet saying the most random shit ever.
Garnet, can you handle things on your own for a little bit?
No problem. My students love me. Let me tell you all the ways you can get hit by a car.
Sunstone and Rainbow are also amazing here. Steven's pink jacket as well as his black shirt makes Sunstone look amazing. I love this design. Although for Rainbow, the jacket makes him look like ass. Yeah, he's still Rainbow 2.0. I still love him. But going from giving him Steven's shirt and Pearl's jacket to giving him Steven's shirt and Steven's jacket just feels wrong. He's still good old Rainbow 2.0, and while I don't like the design, I still love him.
Come here, you naughty dumpling. Up, gotcha! Why play with sharp objects when you can play with my sharp wit? Crack jokes, not cookie jars, as I always say. Ha ha!
And Sunstone is still the definition of cool. And I can prove that's what they are, cause they probably give the biggest fourth wall break of any character besides Uncle Grandpa.
No!
Hey kids, don't let this happen to you.
And they also give me important safety tips.
And most importantly, turn off motion smoothing on your TV.
Wow, everything looks so much better.
Like I said months ago, give me a full series of shorts that are just Sunstone giving me safety advice. I'd need this. Okay, I got a little distracted there, let's get back on topic. Guidance is another great episode. Part of it is just my love for Steven and Amethyst's relationship, and by extension Smoky Quartz, who has their best design here. Seriously, Steven's pink jacket adds so much. But I also love it as, you know, just an episode. It's not only another example of Steven's need to constantly help, negatively affecting the people he's trying to help, as well as showing him starting to act more like the Diamonds, where he feels the need to control what others do, and this would come back later in Fragments. I also love its message about comfort zones. It's okay to stay and just continue with what you know. But the episode still isn't about how you should just never branch out. Sure, operating the Appalachian? I don't know how to pronounce that. Wasn't good for Larimer, but it was because of that experience that she found her new love of giving out prizes to children. And then there's Why So Blue. This also talks about Gems continuing to do the exact same thing they did under the Diamonds. However, it's more so about showing Lapis's growth as a person under Steven's influence. I also want to amend what I said in my Season 5 review. Jungle Moon is not the only non-gem alien world we see in the series. I forgot about this place. Now that we've got all that out of the way, we reach Little Graduation, the turning point of the series. Most episodes haven't focused on Steven that much. They're about Jasper, Bluebird, Volleyball, Lapis. But after Little Graduation, the story is strictly about Steven himself. First of all, I want to kiss Lars. I can't believe I went the entirety of my off-colors pitching video without being madly in love with him. So I gotta make up for that now. He's so pretty here. He looks so gender. Steven's obsession to help causes him to become far too invasive into stuff that's really none of his business. This results in the worst case of his pink powers so far. And I know I already talked about it, but looking forward is just so good. It's totally different from any of Sadie's other songs, both in lyrics and instruments. Speaking of, I really love the Iwi that Shep plays. And that final scene of Steven just looking up at the stars is one of my favorite scenes of the entire show. This is also where we really start getting into the themes of, well, looking forward, with Steven seeing how the other people in his life are beginning to do so. Back to what I said earlier about looking forward tying into Steven's arc. This episode and song really set in motion all the events building up to the finale. Now that Steven is trying to figure out his future, more of his insecurities start showing themselves, but his desire to help others also means he doesn't want to cause any problems for the people he loves. This self-destructive mindset only continues to get worse. Steven thinks sharing his struggles will hurt those he loves, which obviously isn't true. In A Prickly Pear, all Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl want is for Steven to tell them how he's feeling. In Dreams, Peridot doesn't give a shit about making the perfect reboot of Camp Pining Heart if it comes at the expense of her friend's mental health. Even before it got really bad, she still felt very uneasy, thinking that this probably isn't the best thing for Steven.
Look, Steven, you seem pretty agitated. Let's just call this whole thing off.
What?
There's no point if you're gonna get all worked up over it.
This is also a great example of Peridot's character development. When I say she's my favorite character, it goes beyond autism bean of silly. She's genuinely an amazing character.
I don't care about the show, and I definitely don't care about Rodrigo. I'm such a clod.
Like, holy shit, Peridot calling herself a Claude is so meaningful. Like, that catchphrase is often used as a joke, but it's really emotional here. The only thing with Peridot that kinda disappoints me is that we really needed some proper Lapidot interactions in future. I joke about these two being adorable gay f***its, but I genuinely love the relationship the show presents between them, and I wish we got to see more of that. I also want to mention something very funny that happened when I rewatched this episode. Out of all the episodes, this one, with all this old VHS shit in it, decided to just glitch break out. I don't know how this happened. I watched this on DVD, I got this collection brand new back in January, and the disc this episode is on has stayed in the case untouched. I have no clue how this happened. Another funny coincidence, this time within the actual show, is this.
Hello, fellow skater. Would you like a fresh roll?
People make fun of her, but she was bloody prepared. Bismuth Casual is fantastic. You got Pearl and Bismuth being lovable gay f***its, and you know what? I don't think I've talked about how much I love Steven and Connie. They make me insane. They're genuinely adorable. Their love is so wholesome. And they're just the definition of soulmates. And with how much Connie loves him, the way Steven thinks about her, or rather how he thinks she feels about him, should show just how severe his mental health is getting.
I wonder if I'm even her best friend anymore.
I mean, I guess he's right. Connie probably doesn't want him as his best friend. I think she's pretty happy being, you know, his girlfriend. Like, come on, we all saw the movie, Steven, we aren't stupid. These anxieties around relationships are another symptom of BPD, as are Steven's feelings of emptiness that he feels needs to be filled by Connie, which, yeah, obviously isn't true. I love the beach scene, because yeah, Steven is trying to move forward in his life, but way too fast. And I honestly feel that's uncomfortableness Connie does, but still feel sorry for Steven. We've seen what he's going through, and I love how caring Connie, the Gems, Greg, Priyanka, etc. all are towards him. I already talked about growing pains, but again, I love how seriously Steven's trauma is treated. And from now until I Am My Monster, each episode basically takes place back to back. Each episode directly leads into the next. Growing Pains leads directly into Mr. Universe, which leads directly into Fragments, which directly, yeah, you get the point. Steven and Greg's bond is so wholesome. I just love that we have such a positive father-son bond that doesn't rely on masculinity really at all. Now, Fragments is brilliant. Steven's been trying to downplay his emotions and pushing everyone away, and now it's just really ruining him. When you push away all the people you love, you end up surrounding yourself with bad influences. In this case, Jasper. I really love that the negative influence he has on him is shown in both minor and major ways. Minor in ways like this new form he shapeshifts into, to all of this happening so rapidly in just a few days. Even him eating fish, despite Snowday revealing he's been a vegetarian for a while now. And of course, it's shown in major ways like his rise in aggression, leading to
I have been holding back.
becoming what he hates. It's absurd how the same people who complained about Steven and the gems not killing their enemies are the same ones saying that Steven is too mean in this. Like, isn't this what you people want? He killed Jasper. Yeah, he was able to revive her, but he still did it. Isn't this what you people want? Jesus Christ, he tries to kill White. Wow, Steven Universe sucks. I can't believe Steven became all happy dappy lovey with the 3 diamonds. Fuck off! Anyway, the final 3 episodes are simply peak. Everything's fine shows us how everything is very much not fine. And I Am My Monster. Fuck, man, this is just so beautiful. Everyone hugging Steven and telling him how much they love him and will always love him. And especially coming right after Connie just being so awesome.
This is all my fault.
Yes, it is!
Yes, you hurt him, but this isn't the time to make this all about you. That is not helping.
This ending is so amazing. And for a second, I thought maybe Blue Diamond's powers were somehow able to transcend reality into this world. Because I was crying a damn ocean. Look, I kind of just, I don't have a script anymore. My script ends here. I just need to go off the heart for the rest of the video. Steven Universe Future is just one of the most beautiful things I've ever watched. The seriousness in how Steven's issues are treated and presented. I know I've said it a few times, but just the way everyone is so caring towards him. And also just the whole where it's not just Steven needs to love himself. It's not just that. It's also like everyone else needs to make sure he knows they are there for him. They will always be, like, even when they're far apart, even when Steven leaves Beach City, they will be there for him when he needs them. And man, the future, that final story is, oh god, I'm gonna like lose my mind. There's so many little things, all the little bits of saying goodbye to everyone. Even the original We Are the Crystal Gems you can hear playing in the background.
Please take this. The original Crystal Gem flag.
Oh, Steven. If it wasn't for you, none of us would be who we are today.
And the very like final scene, Steven driving off, like not understanding why no one is upset, and then coming back and they all just burst into tears and have a massive hug. I don't understand how people can watch this and like, okay, if you don't like it, that's fine, but to actively say that it's bad, I cannot at all comprehend how anyone could come to this conclusion. Steven Universe Future is my favorite season of the entire show. I like it. I think it's better than, I love all 5 of seasons of the original show, but Future manages to surpass them. It's brilliant. So, as I said in the intro of all of these videos, I've watched Steven Universe, the movie and Future, for I think this is the 4th or 3rd time I've watched through it all. I already can't remember. And the day this video goes up, at least I hope so, if I get all this edited in time, is the 1-year anniversary since I watched The Future. The 1-year anniversary since I made my first Steven Universe video, where I finished Future, turned on a camera and talked about how much I loved this show. And I'm not done yet. I still got more to go over. The next video is gonna be a while away because I'm not talking about a season of TV anymore. I gotta play through 3 video games for this next video. So, oh shit, that's gonna be a bummer! Anyway, like and subscribe to make me smile. My name is Dr. Lamington, and I will see you later.
Just a little time.